Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And today I have with me another one of these diamonds in the rough. His name is Jermaine McDaniel. He's an edge rusher out of North Carolina A&T. So nice to meet you, sir.
Yes, sir. You as well. Appreciate you for having me.
So really what we have here, a very good HBCU prospect. I mean, who's making his name known here recently. Also a recent USFL draftee, which is fun. I know you were drafted by the New Jersey Generals. Hopefully, we'll get to talk about a little bit of all of your journey. But I mean, if you don't mind, just kind of setting the stage. And first off, just kind of tell me where you're from and walk me through your journey from there.
Yes, sir. Well, first of all, I'd like to appreciate the general for selecting me as well. That's a big blessing. And I'm from Dillon, South Carolina. You know, small town out the out I-95. You know what I'm saying? About I would say 40 minutes from Florence. Little small town.
All right. And then, at least per my notes, you went from there in South Carolina to Appalachian State and then ultimately to North Carolina A&T. Can you kind of walk me through that journey a bit?
Yes, sir. I graduated early in 2017, so I got into Appalachian State January of 2017, and it was a good experience there at Appalachian State. You know, I made some friends that I still have to this day. It was a great experience when it comes to football. They're a football town, you know, they really appreciate the sport. And, you know, they have a great fan base. The people there are lovely. And just that, you know, it get cold a little bit, but other than that, it's a pretty good place. So I spent 2 years there. Once coaching staff, Coach Satterfield and them guys left, Coach Ivy, I decided to leave as well. Went to North Carolina A&T. Spent the next 4 years there. Was also a great experience being there at the HBCU, graduating from the HBCU, meeting people that I still hang out with to this day. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot of family people. So it was just a great experience both ways. I went as for a different college experience.
Cool. So, I know ultimately you found your way there to North Carolina A&T. Do you want to kind of fill in some of the blanks here and there, along that journey? So, going back to your high school days, did you play any other positions or any other sports? I mean, obviously you're an edge rusher now, but just kind of want to check that background.
When it comes to Dillon, I only played football there. Yeah, I wasn't too much interested in playing any other sport. I did track my freshman year. I did shot put and disc, and really I just wanted to grind and play football. So I took my time and putting out my all into that. And my freshman year, I played outside linebacker. Then I got down, you know, put my hand in the dirt for the rest of those 3 years, and decided I think my niche was because we had so many great players at Dillon, so it wasn't a whole lot of, you know what I'm saying, I had to play different positions. Like wherever I was, I tried to excel at that because, you know, that was my niche.
So, what was the tradition like there? Because you said that you played with some good players in high school. Was there anyone else who came out of Dillon, South Carolina?
So we got a whole host of people coming out of Dillon, even right now that's making their name known. So since I came in, it was always, you know, Joe Blue, we had Damu Ford, you know what I'm saying, all the old heads that, you know what I'm saying, they were seniors when I was freshman. You know, all the guys like, you know, we had K9 coming out before I got to high school, you know, Jabo Lee. Then when I came, as I'm coming up, you know, we got Avery, you know what I'm saying, he was the winningest quarterback in South Carolina. We got a whole lot of other guys. We got Jameson Chapman, he went to Wofford. We got shoot, I got so many names. Shoot, I'm naming off. We got JT Carmichael. He went to Guilford. We got other guys that went to so many other schools. You know, it's great to see that a lot of people like, you know what I'm saying, came out of Dillon and went to college. So, you know, I'm just glad to be a part of it.
Great. Well, I mean, just kind of wanted to at least get some of those names so that we understand that tradition that comes out of that program. And then just kind of again walk me through how that transfer thing went down, like with you moving on from App State to NCA&T. Like, was that just kind of ultimately going to be where you were gonna end up? I mean, did you have any other
No.
prospects? I mean, how'd that work?
Nah, it definitely wasn't. I ain't. I had a whole like the day when I decided to enter the transfer portal. Like that day, I had a whole list of colleges coming. You know what I'm saying? A whole lot of FCS schools. 'Cause at the time, it wasn't a free transfer type of deal. You had to go to a lower level. So you know, so I had a whole list of FCS schools trying to hit me up, and it's just that at the time, coming from Appalachian State and being where I was, I really just wanted to stay around in that same area. So I had a list of three schools in my head that, what I'm saying, they would hit me up. I probably signed right away, and North Carolina A&T was one of those schools. And I promise you, once I made that list in my head, Coach Gills hit me up 5 minutes later. So it was really a done deal after that. I felt like it was a sign. So I was like, shoot, might as well go ahead and ride the wave, you feel me? So went up there about 2 weeks later, and I told Coach Wash, I said, I'm just trying to come in and win the championship because I just seen them play in the Celebration Bowl not prior to that. So I thought it was going to be a good place to end up.
Well, I know for a while there, NCA&T, they were seriously dominating the HBCU ranks. I mean, like in that Celebration Bowl, very often. And then
Right.
ultimately they ended up switching conferences, maybe for like, I don't know if it's more competitive or not, to be quite honest with you, but I mean, it's different competition. So, um, some really great tradition at NCA&T, man. Talk about that school and what makes it so special to you.
Shoot, when I first got there, it was just the vibrance of the campus. You know what I'm saying? Like App State was vibrant too, but it's more like I got there and I wanted to just be a part of everything that was what I'm saying there when it comes to being a student, being an athlete, being an Aggie. When they say Aggie Proud, we wanted to be a part of that when I first got there, and then it was kind of like it was a family like what I'm saying, it was a family type of thing when I came in because I ain't really know what to expect being a transfer. And then being, what I'm saying, coming from Appalachian State, what I'm saying, being, what I'm saying, a transfer into, what I'm saying, HBCU coming from a big school to a smaller school. I didn't know how that transition gonna come. What I'm saying? They really helped me, what I'm saying, adjust and assimilate, what I'm saying, the best way. And then, what I'm saying, being a part of that for 4 years, I could say that, it was a blessing being around those people.
Yeah, and obviously they were using you as really one of, if not their best edge rusher, best defensive player. So talk about that defense and maybe if you want to just kind of describe that defense a little bit and how you were utilized there and maybe what your role was.
Well, when it comes to that defense, the first thing I heard of was Blue Death. And being it wasn't like, what I'm saying, I ain't felt like I was, what I'm saying, when I first got there, like one of the key, what I'm saying, components of the defense. I felt just like just a cogging machine, like the way it was set up, everybody was flying to the ball, everybody there. I just wanted to elevate what was already there. I felt like a hired gun in a sense, like, what I'm saying, like they came here, they got me here, the ball out, what I'm saying, help this defense. So, what I'm saying, and keep it at the level it was. So I was glad to, be a part of that.
Cool. And so when you look at yourself as a prospect, what do you feel separates you from the rest of the other guys? I mean, is it your get off on the line? Is it that twitch? Is it your overall ability? Man, talk to me about what you feel separates you as a prospect.
Well, when it comes to, I just say my first thing is my motive. I'm gonna go as long as I can, as hard as I can. So that's already established. Like I feel as if the effort I'm gonna give this 100% all the time until I can't go no more. So that's first and foremost. And then, like you said, it's my get off. Like I feel as if I want to be the first guy out the ball. Like when the ball is snapped, like when I first see it, what I'm saying, that center hand even twitch, like I'm off the ball. What I'm saying? I don't try to listen to the count or anything. Like I got a good sense of the game to know like, okay, when he gonna snap and stuff like that. But I try to really get out the ball as fast as I can, looking at the ball. And then when it comes to, what I'm saying, like I said, my sense of the game, I want to know what moves I can use. I try to be in the game as much as I can. I try to be in the moment to be like, what can I do right now to help my team win? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it might not be a set. Sometimes you have to make the play without making the tackle. So I want to always try to be in a position to do. right by the team.
Cool. And when you're studying film, whether it be the guys at the next level, or obviously your opponents, what are some of the things that you're looking for, man? I mean, obviously you're looking for some tendencies, but give me a couple of specifics of how you try your best to better your own game.
Well, when it comes to my opponent, I like to look at his hands. Like the first thing I always like, how do he use his hands? He a wide hander? Is he like is he good with his hand? Does he flash his hand? Like, is it gonna be one of those type of battles where I gotta, what I'm saying, come with a whole bag list of moves to use, or what I'm saying, it's gonna be one of those things where one move gonna kill him every time. But when it comes to like somebody else, like if I'm studying like somebody that has the same craft as me, perfecting their craft, I look at professionals. I look at the Miles Garrett. I look at the Aaron Donalds. I look at the guys that at the top of the game, the Nick Bosa's, the TJ Watts. You know what I'm saying? I've used their moves, but I also look at guys that playing beside me. I look at the guys who's also on the field. I'm watching the game to see like what, because a guy might use a move that works on the guy, and I haven't even thought of using that move. And so if I see that, I'm make sure I'm gonna try that. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I might be able to. I'm a visual learner, so I might be able to execute it better than, not even better, if not better than the person who's doing it right now.
Cool. So, you put together a very solid resume there, for the Aggies, and ended up, finishing up there strong. And then ultimately you got an invite to the HBCU Legacy Bowl, which I believe that was down there in Louisiana, with a whole
Right.
lot of other, great quality players. Talk about what that game means for you, or maybe even like any personal experience that you had throughout that week, whether it be some of the activities, the people you met, or anything else about that event that you want to share.
I would like to say that the HBCU Lakers, bro. Shout out, Coach Williams, Doug Wins. Shout out, Coach Shaq. So I'm really grateful for them picking me for that event, because the whole week was, what I'm saying, beautiful. Starting at the HBCU Combine, being selected for that, showing scouts, showing 31 out of 32 scouts talents that, what I'm saying, come from HBCU, and being a part of that, being able to show that I give as much effort as I can, that I can bring that to a team. Then throughout the week, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's with Mardi Gras, so it showed us little things that came with the city, you know what I'm saying, at that time. That was beautiful to see. That was a once in a lifetime experience. From the hotel to how they treated us, for even the food they took us to. We've seen New Orleans for what it was, the exhibits, the paintings, the art. It was just beautiful. And then the practices was top notch. We got my coaches from North Carolina Central, from Fayetteville State. They were great. You know what I'm saying? They pushing us to the limits. We were performing in front of scouts, we showing them that we can, what I'm saying, help a team. And then it was just, what I'm saying, leading up to the game, it was like a climax. Like, what I'm saying, being there and just performing on the lights, performing on the NFL Network, the stage, and just balling, what I'm saying, even against some other HBC, it was never like animosity. It was always love. We just performing, and we seeing each other. We perfecting our craft. We showing our craft in front of the world, and that was just a beautiful thing. But the most important thing, I feel like, was just the friends I made. You know what I'm saying? Like, in that short time, I feel like I played, even though we played for like a week, like I knew these guys all my life.
Well, yeah, I mean, you get together and you get to meeting people and making those relationships, and yeah, I mean, they are your rivals. Obviously during the season, when you're there, when you're playing, but
Right.
certainly you get out there. All you guys are, striving for the same goal to get to the next level, and so you're really rooting one another on, throughout each and every drill, kind of hyping up everybody out
Right.
there. So.
Right. It was beautiful.
Um,
It was a beautiful
you
thing.
mentioned very briefly about the HBCU Combine. I don't have like your numbers in front of me, but I mean, how did you do it with that overall? I mean, obviously, the NFL just kind of finished up their combine, but
Right.
how did you feel you would have been amongst that group?
I feel like my talent would have been as on par with that group as it was here at the HBCU Combine. I feel as if You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them guys as well because they definitely worked their tail off. I've seen it myself. And, it was a great feeling knowing that, you know what I'm saying, we had the same stage to be on camera to show scouts, you know what I'm saying, that we can work. And being a part of that, it was just, my numbers, of course, I always look for strive for improvement. As I see it, and then, you know what I'm saying, as other people see it, I believe those numbers was, you know what I'm saying, pretty good.
Cool, cool. So when you look at the entirety of your career, whether it be some of them championships there for NCAA, the Legacy Bowl, the HBCU Combine, what's going to be that maybe one memory? Like, do you have one memory, one game, one moment that's going to stick with you during your overall college career?
One moment, I would say, one moment would be,
Like maybe one specific play that you were a part of, during several of those games that you played.
I would say, when I first got to North Carolina A&T, that game against Elon, like it was a back and forth battle. We think it was about to go to overtime. Really fighting to keep, cause they had a pretty, you know what I'm saying, offense, you know what I'm saying, making some strides, and we got to keep them, you know what I'm saying. Definitely can't let them cross the 50, but we got to keep them in this spot, if not push them back, to give our offense the best chance, you know what I'm saying, at the end of this game. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know what type of game I was having at this point. My contact fell out. I didn't have any extra, so I'm kind of, you know what I'm saying, can't really see as good as I can. And I remember getting one sack with Devin, and I remember just, you know what I'm saying, it was a pass rush. I'm looking at tackle in his eyes, and I remember him telling me beforehand like he's tired, you know. And I was like, I got him, I got him. And I just remember going up. I used the best move I got, the long arm, and like I'm pushing him back. He's going back as easy as it can be, And I just at the corner of my eye, to Davis cheek, scrambled up. Next thing you know, I wrapped him up, and that's seal. It ain't sealed the deal, but it helped seal the deal, and I was glad to be, part of that. And then the next day, I was told I got 3 sacks, and that's the one I remember because I can just, I could feel it in the air, the crowd. It was a show, the sold out show, It felt like it was prime entertainment for me every time I think about it.
Cool. Well, let's take a moment and meet this guy a little outside of the football game, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me something about yourself that maybe not everybody knows, man. Anything interesting, whether it be hobbies or just something outside of football, just so that people can get to meet you, other than this quality edge rusher out of the HBCUs, man. Give me something else.
Well, I like to say I'm a, guy of many facets for real. I got a lot of hobbies. Of course, I like to read. I like to write. I make music. Uh, I make,
You make music, really?
yeah, I make music. Yeah.
How does that work out, man? What's that look like for you?
Uh, my coach told me I was proficient at it. Now that don't mean I'm great. Good, but proficient. I can take proficient at this point. It's all about getting better.
You
But
trying to make money off of that or what?
nah, it's really more of a hobby, you know what I'm saying? Like I like to be, artistic, I actually write poetry too, so if it comes out poetic, writing in poetry, but if it comes out as a rap, then put a beat on it, that type of thing.
All right. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. Anything else about you that you want to share, man? Just kind of in general. Bro, tell me about this, your hometown there in South Carolina, man. Like if I were to come visit you, dude, I know there's got to be some nice spot down there for us to go and get some grub. So, give me one of them spots there that I need to go to.
Well, right now, I mean, I can't really. I would just go to Zaxby's, but right now, my cousin, Dale Quan, he be cooking. You feel what I'm saying? So he be, putting everybody on the plate in the city. So I probably go to Dale Quan right now.
All right, all right. Anything else about you that you want to share? I mean, just kind of in general, or what?
Uh, when it comes to me, shoot, it just Right now, I'm just focusing on like bettering myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm like I was talking to my friend last night, like one of my best friends since I was like 10 years old. He was just telling me like what I'm saying, greatness don't stop right now. You know what I'm saying? You got to keep working. And you know what I'm saying? I really, that's what I'm saying. I'm grateful for, you know what I'm saying, the USFL drafted me. I hope I can get picked up in the NFL, you know what I'm saying? They allow me to take that route, you know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, if that was to be the case. And, you know what I'm saying, whatever way it go, you know what I'm saying, I'm glad to be end up playing football this year. And I just want to keep on working.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the way the USFL draft is they draft you and you do have the opportunity to go out, go through the whole training camp bit or whatever with the NFL team. And if you make it on the NFL team, great, you can, you know, play for them. So I mean, if an NFL team drafts you, great. But if it doesn't work out, USFL's literally waiting in the wings for you. They just kind of own the rights, I suppose,
Right.
as
So,
to your availability. But obviously, before you get there, there's a lot more that you got to do. You got to go out there and really, do your pro day, which is coming up
right.
soon. So, how's that working for you, man? Are you working out at a particular facility? Can you talk about what's happening right now for you?
Well, right now I got, I try to work out, do it 2 days. I get a workout in the morning. Then I go to treatment, try to get whatever, you know what I'm saying, nicks that's, you know what I'm saying, ailing me, like let's say a tight hamstring or, you know what I'm saying, get my shoulder mobility going. Then I go do that. I eat 4 times a day. Then I got a training session that night, either with my trainer 3 times a week, or I go to the field myself. So that's usually how I end up. Then at night, try to get some treatment going and get in the contrast bath, you know what I'm saying? Put a little ice in there, sit in there about 15 minutes, take it out, put hot water in there, sit in there another 15 minutes, get on the roller stretch, and back again in the morning and go. Just like that.
Gotcha. And what are you wanting to do at this pro day, man? Give me some goals of yours.
Definitely a faster 40. I want all my numbers not it don't have to be considerably better, but I wanna make sure that, you know what I'm saying, that you know what I'm saying, that ain't the best I can do, of course. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's a whole lot more to put out. And when it comes to the drills, I want to be more fluid. I want to be, you know what I'm saying, show the same effort, the same get off. Just, just be more in control. They said sometimes that you know what I'm saying, I ran myself out of the, you know what I'm saying, the play sometimes, and I'll be a little bit out of control with my movement just because of the effort I give. And I want to make sure they know that, you know what I'm saying, I can be better, I can be fluid, I can be in control.
Awesome. Well, I want you to close this out and really just, look at that camera and talk to all them NFL scouts out there, man. Tell them why you need to be drafted, and what you would do if they took a chance on you and brought you into their program. So, go ahead and close us with that.
Well, this is Jermaine McDaniel. If you haven't heard this already, I'll tell you again, I feel like I'm the best player that could be on your team in this draft just based off the intangibles that I give, the work that I put in, and everything else in between because I want to be the greatest that I could be for any organization.
Cool. Well, Jermaine, definitely wish you very best of luck in this process. I know you have a lot going on. Like you said, I mean, you're working out at least a couple times a day, busting your butt to get to the NFL. But certainly very thankful that you have the opportunity with the USFL also, if that would be the case. But once again, I do wish you best of luck. All right.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you.
Sure. Jermaine McDaniel, edge rusher out of North Carolina A&T. Check this guy out.